Welcome back.
Which week is this in AI?
This week in AI.
This week, we're This Week in AI. We are the This Week in AI.
Yes.
There's imitators who are trying to claim that they are the This Week in AI. We are the This Week in AI.
They might put out videos each week, but it's not this week.
It's not the This Week in AI. With Connor and Avi from Right Click, we're talking about the week of May 25th to 29th.
Who's winning?
We'll talk about that, but it's a shorter week, Connor.
Yes, it is a shorter
Does that
week.
mean there's less AI news?
Never.
Right?
Never stops.
If you want to try to compete with us, just do your daily AI video.
Yeah.
Don't you
or
dare.
last week?
Or last week in AI. We are the This Week in AI. So who's winning? Yes, good question.
Yeah, Anthropic.
Any change in that?
Yeah, they just keep winning across the board. They rolled out to this KPMG, one of the largest consulting accounting firms. Over 250,000 employees going to be using Claude now, which is a huge win for them. It's just really speaking to the usefulness that businesses are finding with Anthropic's Claude models.
Yeah, all of their suite of services, Cowork, Claude Code. This is just another sign that Anthropic, as we said last week and as we predicted last year, Claude was going to win this race.
Yeah.
What's their pitch, though? Why KPMG is choosing Claude?
Yeah, they've got, like you said, tools like Cowork, and they're secure, and they have a lot of governance.
Yeah.
So really, they're pitching to be that digital Cowork assistant for them to help their large employee task force.
Interesting to know, it's not just speed. So a huge enterprise organization like KPMG, they are making their decisions on security, trust, and governance, not just the fastest model, which is so interesting because you have this race for compute that is based almost entirely on speed. And KPMG is saying, yeah, we care about speed, but security, trust, and governance also matters. Speaking of governance, any governance stories?
Usage. There's not a verified, but a single source. Somebody mentioned that a Claude bill hits $500 million in 1 month.
Yes.
With an untracked kind of usage limits.
Right. We cannot speak to the accuracy of the story, but the fact that this story is circulating and you're seeing it and it's moving it around, it tells us that people are worried about runaway agents, right?
And these agents are less of I ask you to do something, you come back with an answer or a response, and maybe looks at a PDF and gives you a response. It's more of hey, I'm gonna give this team of agents, or maybe multiple teams of agents, these larger overarching problems to just go and solve, and I'll come back and maybe in a few days they'll be done, or a week or a month.
Right.
And these unchecked kind of agent teams going off with unchecked limits can kind of have these runaway API credit bills.
Yeah, and so is this a myth? Did this actually happen? Did this company run up a $500 million bill?
We're going to go into that deeper in a video. We're going to put one out about myths and truths about AI.
Right,
So
but
tune in for that.
yeah, so interesting story that you're kind of getting these horror stories about AI usage nowadays. Is that hurting Anthropic?
No, I mean, they want all the bills.
Yeah.
They want to make all the money.
Yes.
And what that is doing is it's really pushing their valuation up.
Right.
They just closed another round of funding, pushing them past OpenAI. They're now the top AI company in terms of private equity, in terms of valuation, which is a huge thing for them.
There's probably other stories where a company started in second place and then claimed supremacy.
Yeah.
But again, usually the first to market, the first to kind of have that reputation, which was ChatGPT, usually holds on to this crown.
It's tough.
But this is not the case right now.
You have to be significantly better in a few areas to really convince people to change off of a platform, and they're doing that.
Right. Just to chart Anthropic's victory and surge to first place. Connor, a little bit of a shift here.
Yeah.
We love talking business and arms races.
Ties,
coffee, suits, stocks, numbers, portfolios, valuations.
Yes.
But what about our souls, Connor? Who's looking out for our souls?
The Pope.
The Pope is.
The Pope is.
Yeah, so...
He put out an encyclical about AI. One of the first times, the Pope and the church had done something about kind of AI.
Right, or weighed in on a technological change. It's noteworthy. Yeah. I don't know if the Pope put out an encyclical about social media. Maybe they should have. He should have. Or the internet. But the fact that the Pope put out an encyclical about AI indicates that in all of these realms, people are recognizing how radical a change AI is to our society.
And really, I mean, he's not saying a ban on it. He's
right.
It's bad for us. He's saying it needs to be built with integrity, with rights and transparency, and not with greed. With a lot of companies kind of are driven by this dollar profit. He wants to make sure, we're in the right direction for the benefit of humanity.
Yes.
He's very worried about the Terminator movie.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. He loves the Terminator. And I think it's interesting because this bit about labor rights is there is this boogeyman. There's some AI fears. From a business owner perspective, they're like, oh no, is my token bill going to run amok? And I wake up one day and owe $500 million. From a worker's perspective, they're like, oh no, I'm going to wake up and not have a job.
Right.
AI is going to take my job away. So I think the Pope in an encyclical was kind of speaking about like, look, let's be humane. Let's think about how are people going to work going forward. And was the Pope alone on that stage?
No, one of the founders from Anthropic was there.
That's right.
They seem to be everywhere.
They seem to be everywhere. And that is also their concern. They are really about an ethical, humane AI. They think they treat Claude as a being that they are raising, similar to a child. And so, they're there with the Pope. Very interesting.
One last story we have you this week is going to be Opus 4.8.
Right.
Anthropic drops just another great model. We're testing that internally, trying to see how good is it. Benchmarks show a marginal improvement across the board, maybe 5 to 10% in some areas. But this is kind of what happens with technology until there's big breakthroughs. There's these small kind of incremental changes, right? The iPhone 12 to the 13 to the 14.
Right.
Okay, it gets a little bit bigger, a little bit better camera. So they make these small changes, and you look up 10 years from now or 5 years from now, and whoa, how did we get, So it's really just step by step getting those improvements there.
Right. So interesting. Anyway, thanks, Connor.
Have a great week.
See you guys next time.